Hi everybody, this is Kelly, also known on Twitter as Kellyann1977, and it is October 2nd. The last time I actually recorded a video for vlogging was around the time I got my September Glam bag, which would have been about September 20th or so. So it's been a little bit since I've done that. So I figured I'd go ahead and I'd do one. Sometimes when I do them, I don't post them right away. I'll do them and wait 4 or 5 days. So I try to always say what day it is. So a lot has been going on. I'm waiting for my new Glam bag to come in. It has gone up. So it's $12 now for the trial size samples that you get. They have 3 of them now. They have the regular. They have the plus and the platinum or ultra or something like that. So they have gone up. And I know the second one, the plus, is $25. And you get 5 large samples or products. And the third one, I'm not sure what that actually is or how much it is. I don't care to find out. The sizes that I do get for mine, like this is a cleanser, and it's also a toner, and you're supposed to use this after you clean your face. So that's an example of one of them. So I'm fine with just paying the $2 extra, and if I get too many of them, I can always pause it and come back to it. So what they're doing now is that with the regular bag, you can choose one item that you want. So the item that I chose is a cream for my face. So it's about 5 or 6 different things. You can choose one. And then the other 4 items will be a surprise. The Betty Boop is the theme for October bag, which I was surprised. I thought it would be more like a pumpkin or something like that for Halloween. And it's a couple of Betty Boop's products. So I guess Betty Boop now makes makeup. So that'd be interesting. And I actually got like 5 eyeliners now. So I'm getting a new eyeliner. And another mascara. I can always use a good mascara. So I'll have it come in, take a good look at it, and decide if I want to pause in November. I do plan on giving 2 of the bags to my niece and my nephew. Because some look like girl bags and some look like boy bags. So you can use them for different things. And put their Christmas gift inside of that for a little surprise. With some candies and other things. So, pretty much all the Christmas gifts have come in, except for my dog. She's actually getting 5 gifts, because I just got her something else. And I just added a couple of things for a couple of other people that was good prices. So I'll be waiting for those to come in. The rest of the items should be in by the end of November. But I figured, you know, who knows, Thanksgiving cards, Halloween cards, what's going on with the mail. So I just want to make sure they don't come in until the end of January. Something came in February last year, which I was not very happy with. Other than that, my sister was not feeling well, and we wasn't quite sure for a week what was going on with her. And so now she's feeling a lot better. She had to spend a few days in the hospital. You know, that was something that I had to deal with, you know, not knowing exactly what was going on, because nobody would tell anybody but a certain member of the family, and that member of the family didn't want to talk, or wasn't quite explaining it correctly. So, you know, that could be very stressful. For some reason, last night, when I went to bed at 10:30, I woke up at 3, couldn't fall back to sleep. Lay back down at 8:44 in the morning. My husband left about an hour later for school. and I might have slept an hour since he's been gone. He went to White's Market, a supermarket, to go get the food. And since I was up, I heated up the crock pot 3:30 in the morning. And it was nice and hot by 5. And my roasted pork has been in here since then. And I don't know if you can see, but it barely has any juice in it. I only put enough juice in it to cook it so it doesn't crack. I did that when I was very young, about 19 years old, my first apartment, and I didn't have enough fluid in it and it evaporated while I was at work, and it cracked my crock pot in half. And I had no dinner for the night. So, I had it on medium for about an hour. I just put it back on high. So I cooked it on high for 2 hours, and the rest of the time it's been on low. I'm going to pull it for it to be pulled pork, and then I'm going to cut up an onion, the 3 peppers, saute that lightly, and add it in with it. So my husband gets back from that. 2 weeks ago we used Rosie, which is White's Market, ordering online, and you pick up your order at a certain time and date. It only costs $5 for the service, and you get all the sales. So we did that 2 weeks ago, and now it's time to go do it again. My husband was not feeling good for 2 days now. He actually didn't go to one of his classes yesterday because of not feeling good. So I just thought it'd be easier just to do it that way. We got like 105 items. He just goes, picks it up, brings it up here, I put it away. We'll probably use it again around Thanksgiving, and then maybe again in Christmas. It's just something we do a few times a year around this time, where he has more classes. Having 6 classes, having homework, studying for exams, doing projects and papers, and trying to visit your family, spend time with your wife, but have time for yourself as well can be very, very hard. So, and then I broke down and I bought a pizza yesterday. It was a special, large, any specialty pizza. So we tried the steak and cheese, and it is supposed to come with provolone cheese, American cheese, the steak, green peppers, onions, mushrooms, and then it has a special sauce. I didn't know if it had a sauce at all or what was going on, because when I went into, I wanted to customize it, I couldn't pick any cheeses or any sauces. So it does have a sauce on it, but I think it's more of a garlic butter sauce. And the crust, the edge on this pizza has garlic butter sauce around it with garlic topping. It's just so much garlic. So I had the mushrooms taken off. I added bacon, and then I paid for the extra American cheese on it. Now the crust was great. It wasn't soggy like if you get it with red sauce or Alfredo or buffalo barbecue, or however people, different companies do it differently for their specialties. But for me, it was just too much garlic and tasting extra salty. So I had 3 pieces, and then I tried to eat the 4th one, and I couldn't quite get it all down. So my husband finished it off. And then what I made for my husband for dinner yesterday, because he didn't eat before he left, he had a night class because of his stomach. So I made a hamburger patty that had bacon and cheese stuffed in it, brown gravy on top. You know, I seasoned it, cooked it, brown gravy on top, 3 red potatoes cut open, and green beans with gravy on that, and that's what he had for dinner. It's my fast version, or poor version, of meatloaf. Sometimes I'll saute onions or mushrooms if we haven't put it on top. But I wasn't feeling good myself either yesterday. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of rain. So, like the past 3 weeks, it's been raining 2 or 3 times a day. It'll say sunny, and all of a sudden, at 12 o'clock, it's pouring. And unfortunately, the rain and the moisture and the coldness from the rain bother my bones. And I really do feel it. And before it started to rain real heavy, like it was supposed to, and it did, you know, I vacuumed, dusted, and washed the floor. But washing the floor isn't the easiest thing for me, and it hurts my back, it hurts my arms, and so, you know, trying to just get through the day yesterday after I did that. So, yeah. But 2 weeks ago, I made a vegetable soup. I believe I did show it to you guys in that video a week ago that I posted, and it lasted about 5 days. Not too shabby. My crock pot is not that big, but it was filled up to the top. And then I made a roast about 5 days ago in it. And so what I did is we had roast twice. So we got 2 roasted meals. And with the rest of the roast that was left, I cut it up into pieces, put in the frying pan with barbecue sauce, and then we had pulled beef sandwiches. So I think we got about 3 days worth of food from that roast. So not bad at all. Unfortunately, the beef is more expensive. We paid like $5 more for that one. But you know, the pulled pork one is pretty cheap, about $7, $8. Pretty cheap. So I actually ordered another one of them. I ordered a pound of the pork chop butterfly cut. So it's boneless and it's thick, and they cut it open like a butterfly, and it's meant to stuff. So you want to pre-cook it. Just a couple minutes on each side is more than enough, with either a little oil, a little butter, some seasoning, and then you stuff it however you would like. You could put mashed potatoes. I sometimes do mashed potatoes and cheese in it, like a slice of cheese, so it takes a long time to melt. I've breaded them, pre-fried them a little bit, enough where the batter will stay on, and, you know, again, stuff them with mashed potatoes, with pork gravy. Stuffing is another good one, with the gravy on top and mashed potatoes. So you put the mashed potato in a bowl, and then you put your pork already stuffed on top with the gravy on top, and that comes out good as well. So there's a couple different things you can do with it. So that's what I usually do, and I have not done butterfly stuffed pork chops in like a year. So I was like, hey, yeah, they're on sale, this is great. So I got that, some sausage, hot dogs, a hamburger. The good hamburger was on sale, grabbed some of that. Assorted lunch meats, cheeses, you know, things you need. So just waiting for him to come back with that so I can put it away. So if you do watch this video, I do appreciate it. An update on how my son Carlos is doing in New York. 4 weeks ago, for people who didn't watch any of the other vlogs, he had emergency surgery. He had a pain for 3 days, and when he couldn't withstand it anymore, he got rushed to urgent care, got rushed to the hospital. They did the operation. So what happened was his pancreas at the time was not exploded yet, but it was so swollen it was actually sticking out of his side. On the way to the hospital, or while he was in the hospital and they were trying to get his information to the computer, it exploded. And when they went in to do a routine operation, his father had this done. He was in the hospital for about 3 days, and I took care of him for 3 weeks. But he couldn't work for 6. And his father's also exploded, but it wasn't an infection like my son. And when they went in to go remove it, they noticed that it was infected, and that his intestine was also infected because of it. So he had to have a portion of his intestine removed. And he neglected to tell people that he wasn't going to the bathroom regularly. And, you know, he could have just went to the primary care doctor weeks before, and they could have did some tests, and it could have been a lot easier for him. So he can't go to school. He probably has to wait 4 more weeks. He has a nurse that comes in 2 or 3 times a day to clean it. While he was in the hospital, he was in the hospital for 16 days. They had to drain an infection because it got infected again. So they had to drain that, and it wasn't a good thing. And the pain medicine didn't work, so he was a little moody. So he's home now, and he's playing video games. That's about all he can do. He's not going to be allowed to walk up and down stairs for a year because of the seriousness of the operation. No gym for a year as well. So, he's not minding not going to school right now, but he's gonna mind. He's in 10th grade. He's gonna mind when he gets there. And he has all this extra work, but he'll get through it. And other than that, there's really not too much more going on. I have Dare May 1998. It's a kind of knockoff of a Resident Evil game. And they updated it finally to correct some issues. So I'm going to go back and replay it. Now where I'm at in the prologue, the beginning of the game teaches you how to play in the story. It took me 4 hours to get to where I'm at. And I know from the demo, I'm right at the end. I'm probably 10 minutes away from finishing this chapter. But I don't have any bullets. I mean, not bullets. I have plenty of bullets. I don't have any health. Out of 100 health, I have 7. 1 hit, I'm dead. And it's very hard to keep the zombies away from you when you got 1 in behind you, 1 in front of you. So I'm just going to replay it again. And then I found out there are dare heads in each chapter that you need to collect. And they don't tell you how many per chapter either. I was told that there's 3 in the first one, and where to locate 2 of them. But I don't hear a dare crying. So apparently this is a mounted dare head that somebody hunted as a decoration piece that came back to life. If you collect all of them, which is the 50, the developer said, and all of the files that absolutely do nothing, they're just files, with like a little code on it, you get something special at the end. So I found the files, and I was really confused because I thought maybe I'm supposed to go to this website because I had a code in a real what looked like a real website, but apparently that's not what you're supposed to do. So good. So once I'm feeling a little bit better, I'll go ahead and restart it. I believe that was the last game I actually did play, and that was about a week ago. So that's how I've been feeling. I played the Switch twice. I have the Link's Awakening remake. I never played the first one, so for me this is all new. And I'm liking how that's going. I'm on my second boss battle. And apparently there is a secret ending. If you didn't know, I have no clue how to get it, but there's 2 endings. So, enough rambling for me. Thank you for watching. Any concerns, comments, questions, do not hesitate to leave them down below. I do love to talk to the community. And if you would like to share the video, if you think it's cool, go right ahead. If this is the first video of mine you've ever watched, I do unboxings, Glenbat being one of them. And I do cell phone games. And if I find a really good Steam game, free or low priced, I try to advertise that if I think it's good and worth the time. So I will record that once in a while. So yeah, thank you. Bye.